Good afternoon and welcome to day number 340. My name is Mary and today's story called Corinth. Paul went from Athens to Corinth, another city in Greece. He was alone because Silas and Timothy had not yet come from Thessalonica. But in Corinth, Paul met people who soon became his friends. They were a man named Aquila and his wife Priscilla, who had come from Rome to Corinth. Every Jew in those times was taught some trade, and Paul's trade was weaving a rough cloth used for making tents. It happened that Aquila and Priscilla were also tent makers. So Paul went to live in their house, and they worked together at making tents. On the Sabbath, Paul went into the synagogue to preach the gospel and talk about Christ with the Jews and the Greeks who worshiped God in the synagogue. Some believed Paul's words and some refused to believe. Eventually, Silas and Timothy came from Thessalonica to meet Paul. They brought him word of the church at Thessalonica and some questions that were troubling the believers there. To answer these questions, Paul wrote two letters you can read in the New Testament. The first epistle to the Thessalonians and the second epistle to the Thessalonians. These two letters are the earliest of Paul's writings that have been kept. We don't know if Paul wrote any earlier letters to churches, but if he did, the letters have been lost. Now that Silas and Timothy, as well as Aquila and Priscilla, were with Paul, he began to preach even more earnestly than before, telling the Jews that Jesus was the Christ. When he found that the Jews would not listen, but spoke against him and Christ, Paul shook out his garment as though he were shaking dust from it, and said to the Jews, "Your blood shall be on your own heads, not on me. I am free from sin, for I have given you the gospel, and you will not hear it. From this time, I will stop talking to you and go to the Gentiles." And that was the word of the Lord. Now we come to the three questions that we have. The first one says, who did Paul meet in Corinth? Who did Paul meet in Corinth? Second questions have a couple of parts to it. What did Paul write? Why? What did Paul write? Why? Third question, what did Paul tell the Jews in Corinth? What did Paul tell the Jews in Corinth? And with that question, we have come already to the end of day number 340. Time is just flying, and we're getting close to the end of the bedtime Bible stories, as there are 365 stories. So I hope you are feeling the blessing as much as I am. I'm happy to have you listen to those beautiful stories. I welcome your comments, and you're more than welcome to share any of those stories or all with your loved ones. Okay, have a great day. May God bless us all, and stay tuned because I will be taping the next story shortly. Bye bye now.